Hey, what's up you fucking nerds? Welcome to the Avengenerd. So I've been going to the firearm store pretty often lately, mainly because I'm a bit of a gun nut and also because things are getting pretty scarce out there. If you're a firearms enthusiast like me, you probably know a lot of other gun owners. And let me just say that there's nothing better than geeking out over some brand new toys. I also just finished tricking out my Black Rain Ordnance. Ah, it's so beautiful. Equipped with its very own M&M case. That doesn't stop there from being firearm owners that just make you cringe a little bit, and that's why today I'm going to be talking about the worst type of firearm owners in my opinion. Starting with number one, the forum reader. And don't get me wrong, forums can serve a good purpose, but it gave rise to a breed of intellectually challenged keyboard commandos that are ready to bash you over the firearm you just purchased. And half of them don't even own that firearm, they just read it in some stupid forum somewhere. And I've already bashed fanboys in a previous video, but the forum reader is closely related. Because like the fanboy, the forum reader could be swayed from buying a particular firearm over some anecdotal evidence. You have to remember, firearms are mechanical devices and they do have the potential to fail. Hold on, we got it. There we go. And just because you read about somebody else's issues does not mean you're going to have the same experience. Rule of thumb, if manufacturers have a track record for producing dog shit, it's best to avoid them. There's a lot of great firearms out there, so stop limiting yourself. That brings me to my next bag of shit, the overrated guy. You ever meet that one person that tells you everything is overrated? Annoying, huh? Well, that's no different in the firearms community, especially when this person tries to tell you what you should be buying.
Hey, how you like my new scar?
They're overrated.
You have to admit it.
Overrated.
It's a
overrated.
You have to admit it.
Overrated.
You're just a hater. This is a cool gun.
It's that same person that will tell you a Bushmaster ACR is better than a FN Scar. Really? Just say you can't afford one, there's less shame in that. Buy the guns you like, whether someone thinks highly of them or not. You don't let Democrats tell you what to do with your guns, so why let anyone else? Speaking of Democrats, this list isn't complete without the FUD. Make no mistake, this is no real patriot. This might actually be a Democrat in disguise. They're about as pro-Second Amendment as Elizabeth Warren is Native American. If they had it their way, we'd be defending ourselves like fucking pilgrims.
You done broke into the wrong house, boy. Who wants a taste of my great-great-great-great-great-granddaddy shotgun? Come out, burglar. I just want to talk. Pinky swear.
You can't be halfway with this shit. You're either for guns or not. That's like being a vegetarian who still eats fish. Just give up the meat, you fucking pussy. Then we have people on the other end of the spectrum, the people that take firearms owning a little bit too seriously. And thus we have the Commandor. You know the one that wears plate carriers to the range. And don't get me wrong, I firmly believe that whatever the government can own, so should we. It's our damn right as Americans, but for now we're just letting the ATF think that they matter. Unless you're military personnel or a law enforcement officer that actually has to train in that gear, for the rest of us normal people, we're probably never actually gonna have to use that. Hey babe, I'm going to work now. At McDonald's. Just how many people do you see walking around with body armor? Chances are if you're ever in a firefight, it will be one that you weren't prepared for. So leave the night vision goggles at home, you fucking dork. You know those people that drive around in the obnoxiously loud Harleys thinking that they're so cool while they're actually disturbing the peace? That's you. Up next, possibly worse than the Commandor, is the vicarious owner. This type of firearms owner is easily identifiable by 4 simple words. My buddy has one. And while this person might be just as enthusiastic as any gun nut, sadly they live vicariously through their buddies. You can be in mid-conversation talking about, yeah, I'm thinking about getting an aim point on my Kalashnikov. My buddy has one. Desert Eagle. My buddy has one. Boot gun? My buddy has one. Mac 11 clone? My buddy's got a real one. Portal gun? Let me guess. My buddy has one. Like, what the hell do they expect us to say to that? It's not like they're adding anything to the conversation. They don't actually own the firearm to contribute some sort of useful information that we could use. It's almost like they want our reaction to be like, ooh boy, your buddy has one, please, please, please bring him over so we can jack him off. So here we have my buddy's rifle, and as you can see, it's 16 inches of cold hard American steel coupled with 2 drum magazines. Ooh, it's looking a little bit dry there. Maybe we should lube it up. No one gives a shit about what your buddy has. At number 6, we have the yeasters, and this is anybody who's part of the High Point community, you fucking pricks. And I'm not gonna be a forum reader by saying that they're terrible firearms, because to be honest, I don't own one. So I can't really speak for the viability of their product, but they're just fucking ugly. High Point handguns look like if Igloo Coolers just out of the blue decided to start manufacturing firearms, and that's what they got. Not to mention the price point. While these firearms might work for some of you, at 150 bucks you do get what you pay for, because there's no way quality can be taken into account when producing and selling at such a cheap price. What's the margin of profit on one of those, like 5 bucks? But I guess someone had to make firearms you can purchase with food stamps. Nice, I can get like 6 High Points for this. Don't be an elitist, said me never. But if you ever want to be taken seriously as a firearms owner, don't you ever pull one of these out of the range and expect the respect you demand. You might as well go to a high-end restaurant and pay for your meal with that gift card you got from work. Everyone that's there knows you can't afford it, but you got a meal ticket. And lastly, one of the things I'll never claim to be is 100% knowledgeable in all things firearms. Even for an avid shooter, there's quite a bit of things I still learn every day from people that I meet or just in practice. There's just so much information to be learned, and the worst thing you can do is think you know it all, and thus the know-it-all noob. There's nothing wrong with noobs, we've all been there, but they have to be willing to learn. But I decided to do a full-blown video on things only new gun owners do. So be sure to check that out in my next video. And if you like this video, please feel free to hit the like button or subscribe. Until then, don't be one of these pricks I just mentioned. Take it easy, nerds. I'll see you next time we assemble.